What's going on, guys? We are 1 week into D2R Ladder Season 5, and I just reached Hell on my Wind Druid. I'm now able to start finally doing some pit runs for better loot, and while I work towards finishing my first 100 pit runs, I wanted to make this video to share my solo journey so far. Now with the Wind Druid, it can be extremely powerful in the endgame. With Hurricane and Tornado, you can deal significant AoE damage, not to mention Hurricane is cold damage and Tornado is physical. Rarely you see monsters with both of these immunities, which really means Thunder Charms are not necessary for this build. While the endgame build can clear high density areas very quickly, I found this character to be extremely weak early on, specifically against bosses. The reason being that you don't get Twister until level 18, Tornado until 24, and Hurricane until 30. It was recommended to try out Poison Creeper as it deals great passive AoE damage early on. So I decided to start with Poison Creeper, and this is how the journey went. So my first decent drop came in Dark Wood, normal, where I found this wolf head granting me +1 Poison Creeper and +2 Raven, and this is actually surprisingly helpful in normal difficulty. Every skill point is pretty significant. Then once I reached level 18, I got Twister. It was nice able to stun enemies in place while Poison Creeper did most of the damage. Around level 20, I made it to Talrosh's Tomb, where I had this unexpected ring drop. This was a nice upgrade to my 2 to light radius ring. Duriel was my biggest challenge, as my movement speed and cast speed was very slow, so I had to resort to running around and letting Poison Creeper do the work. Mephisto was more of the same, as my mercenary could barely take more than one hit. I popped Cyclone Armor and ran around while Poison Creeper slowly killed him. I made it to Act 4 Azul, which was another long process, but worth it in the end for the extra 2 skill points. I finally made it to Diablo at level 24, and Poison Creeper did most of the work again, but I was able to use Tornado periodically. Ancients was relatively easy, but I couldn't use Tornado much due to the high mana cost, plus I didn't have Insight yet for my Merc. My first real gear upgrade came when I finally found a 2-socket armor to make stealth, and being that I didn't have Teleport, Faster on Walk, or Faster on Walk boots yet, the 25% Faster on Walk was a huge bonus for me. After doing a bunch of normal battle runs, I reached level 30, and at this point I respect to place as many points as I could in Tornado, 1 on Hurricane, and rest into Twister. The best part was about the Wind Druid is that all these skills synergize with one another. And at level 40, Bale was no issue for me. Tornado and Hurricane killed him pretty quickly. Things further sped up as I reached Andariel and Nightmare, being that I respect I pumped most of my stat points into Vitality. Being that my Merc never survives, I had to focus on making my character as tanky as possible, so I could spam cast Tornado. It just took too long kiting, especially because it's difficult to aim Tornado at a single target if you aren't up close. Maggot Lair dropped me my first unique upgrade, granting me 1 to all skills and a ridiculous 50% FCR bonus. The life in all resistances was welcome too. I further progressed in Act 2 Nightmare, where I found a nice upgrade for the terrible boots I had on. Although this item wouldn't have any trade value, I was happy to get it the extra 30% faster on walk. This was the stealth armor that granted me the 25, and then the boots were 30, giving me a 55% movement speed bonus, which was huge because I don't have teleport. Literally the next level of the Palace Cellar dropped me a unique shield upgrade, and I was using the worst shield imaginable up until this point, so the extra 20% FCR and 5 mana after each kill was huge. Shortly after, I found Antlers, which granted me 1 to Hurricane, and this was actually an upgrade because I was using a Barbarian helmet, I think the Berserker helm, in the intro. With the gear I found in the skill respects I did earlier, I was actually able to tank Duriel this time and spam Tornado. This, along with a high-level Hurricane, killed him easily. Mephisto turned out to be just as easy, and Cyclone Armor is ridiculously good against elemental damage. It's almost like another life pool. I didn't expect it to be this good. So with my faster movement speed and high-level skills, getting to Diablo was no issue, and I even found a decent FCR ring, which put me above the 100% faster cast threshold. Level 54, I completed Ancients, and my Hurricane was max level. Tornado was also becoming very powerful, dealing almost 1,000 damage. At level 56, I defeated Bale with ease, and after a few more Bale runs, I was able to finally find a decent 4 open socket polearm for Insight. At this point, I was able to spam Tornado without using mana pots. Even better, I filled my belt with only healing potions to keep my mercenary alive longer. This allowed me to do more runs quickly without needing to go back to town. During one of these runs, I finally found a teleport amulet. And having teleport is critical if I want to do magic fun runs without needing to run everywhere. Although the teleport charges can be pretty costly to replenish early on, the amulet was amazing for me, and I reached Tel Andy with no issue and sold 35,000 gold items whenever I found them to keep me from running out of gold. 22 teleport charges cost me about 70,000 gold, so I need to find at least 2 of these per run. So at this point, I'm at level 75, and this is the gear I have so far. Once I finish 100 pit runs, I will post my next video. And stay tuned for the gear, and thank you for watching. Alright, so if anyone is interested, here is my gear at level 75 on my Wind Druid. So I have the Suicide Branch, a Tarn Helm, which I found in Pit, my Teleport Amulet, Stealth, Ward Gothic Shield just for the resistances, plus 10 strength, some blue gloves, 22% magic find. I guess I could swap those with chance cards once I find them. A Nagel I found around level like 6. This random belt just for more slots from potions. This faster cast ring, and Vidala's Fetlock boots for 30% faster run walk, and then a few charms for lightning fire res. Resistances are not great. I still need to do the rest of the quests, and currently 81% magic find. So not really much to say about this other than that I need upgrades in every piece of my gear, from Hodo to Enigma. I guess Shaco would be best in slot for magic find, but I gotta do some research. I guess Spirit, War Travs, maybe SOJs, faster cast, chance cards, and hopefully a torch. The good thing for me on ladder is that if I'm going to trade for Druid Torch, usually those are the cheapest, like usually Paladin, Sorceress, and even Assassin started increasing a bit, but Druids are still easy to get, the Druid Torches. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and feel free to comment below with any questions or comments.